Assalamu alaikum, grade 9s. Today we are doing section 7.2, which is multiplying polynomials by monomials. Last time in 7.1, you guys did monomials by monomials. Today we are doing monomials by polynomials. Remember that a polynomial is made up of terms connected by addition and subtraction. It can be a binomial or a trinomial or more than 3 terms as well. So working example number 1 says we're going to multiply a polynomial by a monomial using an area model. Okay, what an area model is basically you're going to set up the question as if you were calculating the area of a rectangle. So it says to find the product means multiplication, of 3x times 2x plus 4. So what you want to do here is it says to draw a rectangle, divide the large rectangle into 2 smaller rectangles. So you want to make an area model using a rectangle. Now, we have a monomial and a binomial. So what we're going to do is we're going to represent the longer side using the longer polynomial. So this would be 2x plus 4. And the shorter side would be the monomial, which is 3x. And then we want to take a line and separate the binomial into how many terms it has. So there's 2 terms. So we're going to draw a line separating the 2 terms at the plus sign. Now what we have to do is basically we want to find the area of this rectangle, and then we're going to find the area of this second rectangle right here. Okay, so for the first one, we have a rectangle with the dimensions 2x by 3x. So to find this area, we just do 2x times 3x. And as you learned yesterday with Miss Lynn, all you have to do to multiply the 2 monomials is first multiply the coefficients. So 2 times 3 is 6. And then multiply the variables. X times x is x squared. So this rectangle's area is 6x squared. And then you're going to do the same thing for this one right here. Now, this one has dimensions of 4, and then its width is also 3x. So 4 times 3x. Again, you multiply the coefficients. 4 times 3 is 12. And then you multiply the variables. So x times nothing is just x. So now you have these two answers. What do you do with them? You kind of just combine them together with a plus sign in between them, because that's what we had originally. So the area of the first one was 3x times 2x, which we found was 6x squared. And the area of the second one we found was 12x. And so the total area, you add them up, area 1 plus area 2. So 6x squared plus 12x is the final answer of 3x times 2x plus 4. Okay, that's our final answer. All right, take a minute and try these 2 out on your own. Pause the video and come back when you are done. All right, so this is what you guys should have got for your 2 answers. You can pause the video and check how I solved it using the area models. So that's the first way you can solve polynomial times monomial. Our second way of solving it is using what we're familiar with, which is algebra tiles, okay? So we are going to do a different problem, but this time using algebra tiles. So the question says to find the product of 2x and 3x minus 5. So what we're going to do here is we're going to model the problem, and then we're going to model the answer. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to set up a multiplication table. So it'll look like this. You have a table. It doesn't matter which side you put the monomial and which side you put the binomial on. You can put the one on the top and one on the side. So it doesn't really matter. You can choose. For this example, I'm going to put my binomial at the top, and I'm going to put my monomial on the side here. So I'm going to draw these out. So 2x is 1, 2, positive x tiles, and 3x minus 5 is 3 positive x tiles. I'm going to put them horizontally at the top. 3 and 5 negative 1 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what we're going to do is we are going to fill in this area right here with the answers to multiplication. Now, how do we know what goes in the middle area? So the middle area is the answer. The top and the left are the two things that are being multiplied together. Now, how do we know what fits in here on the answer side? Well, if you look, let's take it tile by tile. If you want, you can imagine lines like this separating each term or each tile, if that will help you. Okay, so basically we want to fill in each box individually. We want to figure out what's the answer here, 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 and then the same thing on the bottom. So how do we know what the answer is? You can kind of see by the shape that it makes what the answer is going to be. So for this one, we are doing x times x. Okay, if you follow the shape, x times x, and you finish it, it should get you an x squared tile. So x times x is positive x squared. That's the answer for this one. Okay, and it's filled in because it's positive. And then you're going to do the same thing here. This is x on this side, and the top is x. X times x, if you complete the shape, gives you a positive x squared. Same thing here. This is still x. This is x. It completes the shape. It gives you a positive x squared. How about for these ones? Well, this shape is just a short line like this, and then this one is a long line. If we complete this, what does it make? Well, it makes an x tile. And is it going to be positive or is it going to be negative? Which one is it going to be? So if we complete it, so short line and x line, if we complete this shape, it makes an x tile. Now, is it positive or negative? Well, you can figure that out by looking at it. So negative times positive, that's going to give us a negative tile. Okay, and then the same thing with these. Negative, negative x, and negative x. And then you do the same thing on the bottom. So it'll be the same answer because it's lined up equally. So take a minute, fill that in. Okay, so now we filled it in, and we said that the top and the side are what we're multiplying together, and the inside part is the answer. So everything I drew in black here is actually the answer to this multiplication problem. So our answer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 x squareds, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 negative x's. So negative 10x. This is the answer to this problem. So I want you guys to take a couple of minutes and do these two examples using algebra tiles and see if we'll get the same answer. So pause the video, draw these out, try them, and then we'll come back with the answer. All right, grade 9, if you unpaused, you should have gotten these two answers right here. So 9x squared plus 6x and 8x squared minus 4x. If you noticed here in example B, I switched it up. I actually put the binomial on the left and the monomial on the top, just to show you that it doesn't matter where you put each one. You'll still get the same answer in the middle. Okay, so that's the second way you can solve these kinds of questions. Now the last way, which is probably the easiest, is to solve them algebraically, and it's the quicker way because it doesn't really involve drawing anything out. So working example number 3, we're going to solve them algebraically. So the first question says, the expressions 4x and 5x minus 3 show the dimensions of a rectangular gym. Find the polynomial expression for the area of the floor and write the expression in simplified form. And they actually do a picture for you right here on the right. So we're going to use something called distributive property. Okay, and you might have heard of it before, and it's really helpful to solve these kind of questions quickly without any type of drawing. So it's used to simplify algebraic expressions, and basically all you have to do is multiply each term in the polynomial by the monomial, okay? And they showed you an example here. If you have a times b plus c, monomial times binomial, you multiply out the a, so you do a times b, ab, plus a times c, which is ac. Okay, and we're going to do that to solve this problem. So to find the area of the rectangular gym, well, we know the area of a rectangle is length times width. The length is 4x and the width is 5x minus 3. So the area is equal to 4x times 5x minus 3. We're going to use the distributive property, and that means we're going to multiply each term in the binomial by 4x. So the first term is 5x. So the first thing we're going to do is 4x times 5x. 4x times 5x, we know is 4 times 5 is 20. X times x is x squared. And then we're going to do 4x times the negative 3. So you have to remember to include the sign with the term, which is what we've been doing since chapter 5. So then we have 4x times negative 3. Sorry, I'm just going to move this up here. 4x times negative 3. So 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. X times nothing is just x. So our final answer is just a combination of these two. So 20x squared minus 12x. And another way you can write it is 20x squared plus negative 12x. These mean the exact same thing. But this is the more simplified version of it. Okay? So that's how you do distributive property. Take a minute, pause the video, and try the show you know. See if you can do each of these two using the distributive property. For the first one, the answer was negative 6x squared minus 15x. For the second one, I'm just going to do it quickly. So 5y times 11 would be 55y. And then 5y times negative x would be negative 5yx. Okay, and that would be your final answer. And that's it, guys, for multiplying polynomials by monomials. Please do these practice questions in your textbook to get extra practice with solving these. Most of the time, you're going to not be asked to do any specific model, and so a lot of you guys are going to use the algebraic model, which is fine, and that's what we want. But you can use the other models too if they help you. All right, guys, that's 7.2. We will see you, inshallah, soon for 7.3.